Honesty has always been praised as a virtue, but very few people ever talk about how honesty, when used without wisdom, can quietly hold you back. The truth is, saying everything you think, explaining every move you make, and opening your life to everyone doesn't make you noble. It often makes you vulnerable. Winning in life has never been about speaking the most. It has always been about knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. This message is not about lying, cheating, or cutting corners. It's about understanding that honesty without boundaries turns into self-sabotage. Too many good people lose momentum because they feel the need to justify themselves, share their plans too early, or say yes when their future demands a no. They confuse openness with strength, availability with value, and explanation with confidence. The people who rise, who build something meaningful, and who earn respect operate differently. They are honest with themselves first. They choose their words carefully. They don't give everyone access to their thoughts, emotions, or direction. They understand that silence can be a strategy, restraint can be power, and timing can make the difference between being ignored and being taken seriously. At the end of this session, you'll learn how to stop using honesty against yourself and start using it as a tool for growth. You'll learn how to protect your energy, your focus, and your future without guilt or apology. This is about maturity, discipline, and personal responsibility, the quiet habits that separate those who struggle from those who win. Let's begin. Number 1. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't care. One of the fastest ways to lose power in your life is by constantly explaining yourself. Explaining why you chose this path, why you said no, why you changed, why you're busy, why you can't do what others expect. At first, it feels polite, it feels honest, it feels responsible. But over time, it turns into a habit that quietly weakens your confidence and drains your energy. Here's a hard truth that saves years of frustration. People who genuinely care about you don't need long explanations, and people who don't care won't respect them anyway. When you explain yourself to someone who has already decided not to understand you, you're not communicating, you're defending your existence. And no strong life is built from defense. Every explanation sends a message. Sometimes it says, "I trust myself." But most of the time it says, "I need you to approve of my decision." Winners don't move like that. They make choices, they stand by them, and they allow results to speak. They understand that confidence isn't loud, and it isn't wordy. Confidence is calm, it's brief, it's settled. Think about how often explanations come from fear. Fear of being judged, fear of disappointing someone, fear of being misunderstood. That fear pushes people to talk too much, justify too much, and reveal too much. And the more you explain, the more people feel entitled to question, criticize, or control your direction. This doesn't mean you become rude or careless. It means you become selective. You explain when clarity is needed, not when validation is desired. You stop answering questions that aren't sincere. You stop defending boundaries that are already reasonable. "This is what I've decided" becomes enough. Not because you're cold, but because you're certain. There's something powerful that happens when you stop over-explaining. Your words carry more weight. Your presence feels steadier. People sense that you are grounded, not reactive. Even those who don't agree with you begin to respect you, because respect follows certainty, not persuasion. Explanations should serve progress, not insecurity. If explaining helps someone work better with you, fine. If it helps teach, guide, or build trust, fine. But if it's only there to make you feel accepted, it's costing you more than you realize. Time, energy, focus. These are limited resources. Spend them on action, not justification. A focused person doesn't argue with every opinion. A disciplined person doesn't respond to every doubt. A serious person doesn't feel the need to narrate their life. They move quietly, consistently, and with intention. And over time, people stop asking for explanations. They start watching results. So starting today, Practice this discipline. Say less. Decide more. Let silence replace unnecessary words. Let action replace long speeches. You don't need to convince everyone. You only need to stay aligned with where you're going. When your direction is clear, explanations become optional, and respect becomes inevitable. Number 2, keep your plans quiet until they're real. There is a strange comfort in telling people what you're about to do. Saying it out loud makes it feel official. It gives a quick rush of motivation, a little sense of importance, a feeling that progress has already begun. But that feeling is often a trap. Talking about your plans too early can steal the very energy you need to complete them. Big plans need protection. When an idea is young, it's fragile. It hasn't been tested by discipline, sacrifice, or time. Sharing it with too many people invites opinions you didn't ask for and doubts you didn't need. Some will question it. Some will discourage it. Some will nod politely while secretly hoping it fails. None of that helps you build. There's also a deeper danger in early honesty. When you talk about a plan, your mind often confuses talking with doing. You feel productive before you've earned the progress. That small emotional reward can weaken your hunger to work. Instead of pushing forward, you start managing reactions. Instead of building skill, you start building explanations. People who achieve meaningful things understand this instinctively. They work in silence. They show up day after day when nobody is watching. They let effort stack quietly. By the time others hear about what they're doing, it's already real. It already has weight. It no longer depends on approval. This isn't about hiding out of fear. It's about focus. Every conversation costs attention. Every opinion takes space in your mind. When you're building something important, your attention needs to stay clean, clear, undisturbed. Silence keeps your mind sharp and your direction steady. Keeping your plans quiet also strengthens your character. It teaches patience. It forces you to rely on discipline instead of applause. You learn to work without being cheered on. And that skill is priceless, because life will not always clap for you while you're struggling. Most of your growth will happen alone. There will be a time to speak. There will be a time to share, announce, and celebrate. But that time comes after consistency, not before it. After progress, not before commitment. After results, not before effort. When you wait, your words carry credibility. They're no longer promises, they're proof. If someone asks what you're doing, you don't owe them the full blueprint. A simple answer is enough. You're working, you're improving, you're focused. The details can wait. The future doesn't need to be explained, it needs to be built. So protect your plans. Guard them like seeds in the ground. Water them with work, not words. Let time and discipline do their quiet work. And when the results finally appear, you won't need to convince anyone. Reality will speak for you, clearly and confidently. Number 3, learn when to speak and when silence protects you. There is a moment in every conversation where a choice appears. You can speak or you can stay silent. Most people never notice that moment. They speak automatically. They react. They fill the space. And without realizing it, they give away power that silence would have protected. Silence has been misunderstood for a long time. It's often seen as weakness, hesitation, or lack of confidence. In reality, silence is one of the strongest tools a person can develop. It allows you to observe instead of react. It gives you time to think instead of rush. And it keeps you from saying things you can't take back. Not every thought deserves a voice. Not every feeling needs to be expressed. Speaking everything that comes to mind might feel honest, but honesty without control becomes careless. Words create consequences. Once they leave your mouth, they belong to the world, not to you. Silence, on the other hand, keeps you in command. When you speak too quickly, you reveal too much. You show your emotional state. You expose your doubts. You give others information they didn't earn. Some people don't listen to understand. They listen to respond, judge, or use what you say against you. Silence denies them that advantage. Learning when to stay quiet also helps you see people more clearly. When you stop filling every gap with words, others start talking. And when they talk, they reveal their intentions, their limits, and their mindset. Silence turns into insight. It becomes a mirror that lets people show you who they really are. This doesn't mean becoming distant or cold. It means becoming intentional. When something truly matters, your words will have weight because you don't waste them. When you do speak, people listen because they know you don't talk just to hear yourself. Calm speech backed by silence carries authority. There will be times when speaking is necessary, when clarity is required, when direction must be given, when truth must be stated firmly. Silence is not avoidance. It's preparation. It's choosing the right moment, the right tone, and the right message. It's speaking with purpose instead of emotion. Many regrets in life come from words spoken too soon, arguments that didn't need to happen, explanations that weakened a position, confessions that should have stayed private. Silence would have prevented them all. Control would have preserved dignity. As you grow, practice pausing. Let the moment breathe. Ask yourself whether speaking will improve the situation or just release emotion. If it doesn't move you forward, let it pass. Strength is often quiet. Confidence doesn't rush. Silence is not empty. It's full of discipline, awareness, and self-respect. Master it, and you'll find that fewer words create stronger outcomes. You won't need to win every conversation. You'll start winning where it truly matters, through clarity, composure, and control. Number 4, stop saying yes just to be seen as a good person. There comes a point in life when being liked starts costing you more than it gives back. At first, saying yes feels harmless. You help, you agree, you show up. You don't want to disappoint anyone. You want to be seen as reliable, kind, and good. But over time, that constant yes begins to drain your time, your focus, and your respect for yourself. Saying yes when you should say no is not kindness. It's avoidance. Avoidance of discomfort, conflict, or guilt. And every time you avoid that discomfort, you push your own priorities further down the list. You trade your future for temporary approval. That trade never ends well. People who grow don't live at the mercy of other people's expectations. They understand that time is limited and energy is valuable. They choose where to invest both. When you say yes to everything, you silently say no to your own goals. You say no to rest, no to growth, no to the work that actually moves your life forward. There's a difference between being helpful and being available to everyone. Help has intention. Availability has no filter. The more available you are, the less your time is valued, by others and by yourself. Boundaries don't make you selfish, they make you serious. The fear behind people-pleasing is simple: the fear of being judged, fear of being called difficult, fear of being misunderstood. But here's the truth most people learn too late. Those labels will appear anyway. If you say no, someone might be unhappy. If you say yes and fail yourself, the cost is permanent. Respect doesn't come from agreement. It comes from consistency. When people see that you protect your time and stand by your decisions, they adjust. Some may leave. That's not loss, it's clarity. The people who remain learn how to treat you. Saying no doesn't require anger or explanation. It requires calm. A simple, steady response is enough. You don't owe long justifications for reasonable boundaries. Over-explaining only invites negotiation. A firm no, delivered with respect, is powerful. When you stop saying yes to everything, something important happens inside you. You feel lighter, clearer, more in control. Your energy starts flowing toward things that matter. Progress becomes possible again. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Good people are not defined by how much they sacrifice themselves. They're defined by how responsibly they manage their life. Saying no at the right time is an act of maturity. It protects your future and preserves your strength, so choose carefully. Let your yes mean something. Let your no stand firm. You're not here to meet every demand. You're here to build a life that makes sense to you. And that begins the moment you stop trading your direction for approval. Number 5. Share less about yourself and move faster in life. There is a powerful connection between how much you share and how fast you move. People who talk a lot about themselves often feel busy, involved, and emotionally exhausted, yet they make very little progress. People who move forward quickly tend to be quieter, not secretive, just focused. Sharing everything feels natural, it feels honest, it feels human. But constant sharing comes at a cost. Every story retold, every emotion explained, every update given away takes energy. That energy could have been used to think, to plan, to work, or to recover. Progress requires conservation. When you share too much, you invite too many reactions. Opinions arrive. Advice shows up unasked. Doubts creep in. Even encouragement can become a distraction. Suddenly your attention is split between what you were doing and how others feel about it. Speed disappears. Privacy is not hiding. It's a form of discipline. It keeps your inner world simple. It protects your momentum. When fewer people know your struggles, you stop performing them. When fewer people know your plans, you stop explaining them. You begin to live instead of narrate. There is also strength in mystery. When you don't reveal everything, people pay more attention to what you do. Your actions carry weight. Your words feel deliberate. You're no longer trying to be understood by everyone. You're focused on becoming effective. Oversharing often comes from a need to be seen or validated. But validation doesn't build skill. It doesn't build resilience. It doesn't move the needle. Work does. Consistency does. Silence allows both to happen without interruption. Moving faster doesn't mean rushing. It means removing friction. Conversations, explanations, emotional processing. These things have their place, but too much of them slows execution. When you simplify communication, your mind clears. Decisions come easier. Focus sharpens. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you choose carefully. A small circle, a trusted voice, a place where sharing leads to solutions, not sympathy. Outside of that, you let your actions speak. You let time do its work. Many people feel stuck not because they lack ability, but because they leak energy. They give it away in conversations that don't matter, in explanations that don't help, in emotional displays that don't lead to change. Less sharing plugs those leaks. As you learn to share less, you'll notice a shift. You feel calmer, more self-contained, less reactive. Progress starts to stack quietly. Days become productive instead of dramatic. Results begin to appear without announcement, so speak when it adds value, share when it leads to growth, and protect the rest. Life rewards those who move with focus and intention. When you stop telling everyone what you're doing and start doing it, momentum becomes unstoppable. Number 6, be honest with yourself before you try to be honest with others. The most important honesty in your life is not the honesty you show to the world. It's the honesty you practice in private. You can speak truth to others all day long, but if you lie to yourself, nothing truly changes. Progress begins the moment you stop avoiding the truth inside your own mind. Self-honesty requires courage. It means admitting when you're wasting time. It means recognizing patterns you've outgrown but still cling to. It means accepting responsibility instead of blaming circumstances, people, or luck. This kind of honesty doesn't feel good at first, but it sets you free. Many people are quick to explain their situation but slow to examine their behavior. They can describe their problems in detail, yet avoid the habits creating them. They call it being open. In reality, it's avoidance dressed as awareness. Real honesty doesn't stop at recognition, it demands correction. Being honest with yourself is not about guilt or harsh self-judgment. It's about clarity. Clear about where you are. Clear about what you're doing. clear about what must change. When clarity appears, excuses disappear. And when excuses disappear, action becomes possible. Look closely at your daily routines, how you spend your mornings, how you react under pressure, how you speak to yourself when things get uncomfortable. These small moments tell the truth of your direction. You don't need motivation, you need alignment. External honesty without internal discipline creates confusion. You may speak openly about your goals, your struggles, your intentions, yet still feel stuck. That's because words don't carry weight unless they're backed by behavior. Self-honesty closes that gap. When you tell yourself the truth, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop pretending that tomorrow will fix what discipline avoids today. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You deal with reality as it is, not as you wish it were. This level of honesty builds self-respect. You trust yourself because you don't make excuses. You believe in your word because you follow through. Confidence grows quietly when your private actions match your public statements. Being honest with yourself also teaches patience. You stop expecting quick results. You understand that growth takes time and effort. You accept responsibility for the process instead of chasing shortcuts. Before you speak truth to others, check your own alignment. Before you criticize, correct. Before you explain, execute. The strongest people don't talk about discipline, they live it. So ask yourself the questions that matter. Are your habits supporting your future? Are your actions matching your standards? Are you doing the work you say is important? These questions aren't comfortable, but they are powerful. When you answer them honestly, without excuses or drama, you gain control. And once you gain control, honesty becomes a strength, not a struggle. Number 7, stop confessing weakness to people who can't help you. There is a difference between seeking guidance and exposing yourself. One builds you, the other drains you. Too many people mistake constant confession for growth, and in doing so, they hand their confidence to people who were never meant to carry it. Sharing your struggles with the wrong audience doesn't lighten the load, it multiplies it. Advice comes from everywhere. Judgment follows quietly. Pity replaces respect. And worst of all, you start seeing yourself through their eyes instead of your own. Strength weakens when it's handled carelessly. Not everyone needs to know what you're going through. Some people listen out of curiosity, not concern. Others listen so they can compare, gossip, or feel superior. Very few listen with the intention to guide you forward. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Strong people choose their counsel carefully. They don't broadcast their challenges. They bring them to those who have walked the path, earned experience, and proven discretion. One honest conversation with the right person does more than 100 emotional releases with the wrong ones. Constantly talking about your weaknesses also trains your mind to identify with them. You rehearse the same problems. You repeat the same stories. Instead of solving, you relive. Instead of building strength, you build familiarity with struggle. Growth requires distance from the noise. This doesn't mean you suppress everything. Suppression leads to pressure. But expression must have direction. Share to gain insight, not sympathy. Speak to learn, not to be comforted. The goal is progress, not relief. There's also a silent cost to overexposure. Once people label you as fragile, confused, or stuck, it's hard to reverse that image. Even when you grow, they remember the old version. Protecting your inner battles protects your future image. Some struggles are meant to be worked through quietly, in discipline, in effort, in private reflection. Silence during hardship is not denial, it's focus. It's choosing to fight without spectators. As you mature, you learn to carry weight without making noise. You stop announcing every challenge. You stop seeking reassurance for every doubt. You build resilience through action, not conversation. When you need help, seek it deliberately. Choose someone whose life reflects the advice they give. Someone who speaks less and listens more. Someone who values discretion. That kind of support strengthens you instead of exposing you. So guard your weaknesses. Not with shame, but with wisdom. Turn them into work, not stories. Build quietly. Improve privately. And when the results show, you won't need to explain what you went through. Your strength will already be visible. Number 8, pause before you speak. Control creates respect. One of the clearest signs of maturity is the ability to pause. Not every moment requires an immediate response. Not every comment deserves a reply. Yet many people speak the instant they feel something, and in doing so, they give their emotions the steering wheel. Control is lost the moment reaction takes over. Words spoken without pause are often driven by emotion, anger, insecurity, pride, or the need to defend. In that state, honesty becomes impulsive. You say things to release pressure, not to create progress. And once those words are out, they shape how others see you, whether you like it or not. Pausing gives you distance from the emotion. It creates a small space where thinking can replace reacting. In that space, you regain control. You choose tone. You choose timing. You choose whether speaking will improve the situation or make it worse. People respect those who don't rush their words. Calm responses signal confidence. Silence under pressure signals strength. When you don't react immediately, others sense that you are not easily moved. That steadiness earns respect without demand. Pausing also protects you from unnecessary conflict. Many arguments start not because of disagreement, but because of timing. A sharp reply, a defensive tone, or a careless sentence can turn a small issue into a lasting problem. A pause would have dissolved it. This doesn't mean you avoid difficult conversations. It means you approach them with intention. When you pause, you speak with purpose. Your words become measured instead of emotional, firm instead of defensive, clear instead of loud. Control over speech reflects control over self. If you can manage your words, you can manage your actions. If you can manage your actions, you can manage your direction. Discipline in speech builds discipline everywhere else. There will be moments when silence speaks louder than explanation. When walking away preserves dignity. When waiting changes the entire outcome. Those moments reward restraint, not reaction. Pausing also allows you to listen. And listening reveals information. You hear what people really mean, not just what they say. You understand the situation instead of reacting to a fragment of it. That awareness gives you advantage. As you practice pausing, you'll notice a shift. Conversations feel less draining. You regret fewer things. Your presence feels calmer. People stop trying to provoke you because they realize it doesn't work. So slow your words down. Let your mind catch up with your mouth. Speak when you're clear, not when you're heated. Control is quiet, but its impact is loud. And in a world full of noise, the person who can pause stands out as someone worth respecting.
Number 9, protect your time and energy like a serious person. Time and energy are the two resources that decide the direction of your life. Money can be earned again, opportunities can return, time, once spent, is gone. Energy, once drained daily, reshapes who you become. People who treat these lightly live scattered lives. People who protect them build something solid. Being serious doesn't mean being cold or disconnected. It means being intentional. Serious people don't wake up and surrender their day to random demands. They decide what deserves attention and what doesn't. They understand that every yes costs something and every distraction steals momentum. Many people lose time not to hard work, but to interruption. Conversations that go nowhere, favors that don't align, requests that sound urgent but aren't important. Each one seems small, but together they quietly erase progress. Protecting time requires awareness and discipline. Energy is just as valuable. Emotional conversations, unnecessary conflicts, constant availability, all of these drain energy faster than physical work. When your energy is low, even simple tasks feel heavy. Focus disappears. Motivation fades. Protecting energy is not selfish, it's survival. One of the hardest lessons is learning that access must be earned. Not everyone deserves your attention. Not every message needs an immediate reply. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. When you respond to everything, you lose control of your schedule and your state of mind. Serious people create structure. They design their days around priorities, not reactions. They block time for work that matters. They leave space to think. They allow rest without guilt because they understand recovery fuels performance. Boundaries are the tools that make this possible. Boundaries around time, boundaries around energy, boundaries around people. They don't require explanations. They require consistency. Once people see that you protect your space, they adjust their expectations. Protecting your time also builds self-respect. You stop feeling rushed. You stop resenting others. You start honoring your own goals. When your actions reflect your priorities, confidence grows quietly. There will always be pressure to be available, to respond quickly, to be involved in everything. But involvement is not impact. Presence is not progress. Focus is what moves life forward. When you take your time and energy seriously, others start to do the same. They sense that you value yourself, and value invites respect. So audit your days. Notice where time leaks. Notice what drains you unnecessarily. Cut back without apology. Choose depth over noise. Protect your resources with intention. A serious life is not built by doing more. It's built by doing what matters and protecting the strength to keep doing it. Number 10. Master strategic truth. Say what serves growth. Truth is powerful, but only when it's used with purpose. Saying everything you think, feel, or know is not strength. It's lack of direction. Growth demands intention, and intention demands restraint. Strategic truth is not about hiding reality. It's about aligning your words with where you're going. Every sentence you speak either moves you forward or holds you in place. Words shape perception, how others see you and how you see yourself. When your speech is careless, your direction becomes unclear. When your speech is intentional, your path sharpens. Strategic truth begins with understanding the outcome. Before you speak, ask yourself a simple question. Does this help me build, or does it simply release emotion? Growth-focused people choose words that create progress, not noise. They don't lie, but they don't overshare either. Timing matters as much as honesty. The same truth spoken too early can damage momentum. Spoken too late, it loses impact. Strategic truth respects timing. It waits until the moment can support action, clarity, or resolution. There's also wisdom in brevity. Long explanations dilute authority. Short, calm statements carry weight. When you speak less, people listen more. When you choose words carefully, they land stronger. Strategic truth also protects relationships. Not every observation needs to be voiced. Not every correction needs to be delivered immediately. Some truths are best handled with patience. Growth is long-term. Relationships are part of that journey. This discipline extends inward as well. Be truthful about your standards, about your effort, about your direction. Speak to yourself with clarity, not excuses. Internal truth sets the tone for external behavior. As you master strategic truth, conversations change. You feel less drained. You argue less. You explain less. You act more. The need to prove yourself fades because your life starts reflecting your intent. People who win don't chase being understood by everyone. They focus on being effective. They understand that results close conversations faster than words ever could. Strategic truth also teaches humility. You stop speaking to impress. You stop responding to ego. You choose growth over reaction. That restraint creates space for learning, adjustment, and progress. This is the final shift. Not silence for the sake of silence. Not honesty for the sake of honesty. But truth that serves direction. Words that support discipline. Speech that aligns with ambition. When your words and actions point in the same direction, momentum becomes natural. You stop fighting yourself. You stop explaining your life. You start building it. Say what matters. Say it at the right time. Say it with purpose. That is how truth becomes a tool for winning, not a reason for staying stuck. Winning in life has never been about saying everything that comes to mind. It has been about knowing yourself well enough to choose your words with care. Honesty, when guided by discipline and intention, becomes strength. But honesty without boundaries turns into noise, distraction, and self-sabotage. Throughout this message, one truth has remained constant. You don't owe everyone access to your thoughts, your plans, or your struggles. You owe yourself progress. You owe yourself clarity. You owe yourself the chance to build something meaningful without constantly defending, explaining, or justifying your path. Learning when to stay quiet, when to speak, and when to let action speak for you is a mark of maturity. Silence is not weakness. Boundaries are not selfish. Focus is not arrogance. These are tools used by people who take their life seriously. When you stop over-explaining, you regain authority. When you keep your plans protected, you preserve momentum. When you pause before speaking, you gain control. When you guard your time and energy, your progress accelerates. And when you choose strategic truth over emotional honesty, your words finally align with your goals. This is not about becoming distant or cold. It's about becoming intentional, calm, grounded, purpose-driven. You still live with integrity, but now your integrity has direction. You still speak truth, but now your truth has timing. The world is loud. Opinions are endless. Expectations are everywhere. If you respond to all of them, you'll lose yourself in the process. But when you choose discipline over impulse and growth over approval, your life begins to move forward with quiet strength. So from this point on, speak less when it doesn't serve you. Share only what helps you grow. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Let your results do most of the talking. Because in the end, the people who win aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who move with clarity, act with purpose, and let success speak for them.